Hello everyone, this is Dr. Marzban from Marzban Family Chiropractic, Complete Injury Centers from Carrollton, Texas. Today, briefly, I'm going to be talking about the connections between the brain and the body. And almost everybody knows that there's a huge connections between the two, and they're interdependent. And today, I'm going to be talking about how it could be possible that the brain flexibility and the communications between different compartments, and it is also related to the flexibility of the body and different compartments of it. And here on the left side, it shows that we have the brain with the different color coding in the different compartments. And all compartments in the brain, they have multiple millions of nuclei and connections between those and between the compartments and between compartments and the rest of the body, directly and indirectly. It would give the brain a huge responsibility to function correctly and accurately as its optimum as possible. In order to achieve that, we need to focus also on the body flexibility and movements, and they should also be correctly done. And to have the best function of the brain, we need to have the best function of the body, and vice versa. And here we have the uh, big circle that it shows that the body and the brain, they are communicating with each other continuously and mainly, not only, via the spinal cord. But the communication between brain and the body, and again, we have the somatic, which is the skeletal muscles and the structures that you see in the upper extremity, lower extremities, such as that, and the visceral, which would be the organs like the heart and lungs and everything else. And the connections between those are very obvious, and mainly it is happening by the spinal cord, but not only with that. And the connections can be positive or negative depending on the alignment and the corrected function of the body, and the alignment and the corrected function of the brain. And if they are communicating with each other, and the body has this good flexibility and movements and alignments. It also gives the positive impact on the brain as such, and the vice versa. If the brain is functioning correctly and with its optimum, can give the an optimum positive impact on the body functionality, and it can also be in the negative as well. And the body and the spinal cord, they can also have a very close circuit, and it's small and short ones, rather than going to the brain and come back. And the brain also has the communication to the spinal cord, and the spinal cord sending information back to the brain as well. And so the circuit, there are so many of those that they are trying to give the balance and communication happening all the time. And the flexibility of the brain, we usually call it plasticity, and this plasticity can be varied from person to person. And the brain, in this case, we have the cerebrum and cerebellum, and I call the cerebrum the pilot and the cerebellum the autopilot, because the cerebellum is more subconscious done, and the cerebrum does the mostly with the cognition and the and intention by the person. So the brain has that flexibility and plasticity, should have, otherwise it becomes fixated. That means it doesn't have the adaptation, and the brain without adaptation is very difficult to survive and have a healthy function. The same thing as the body. The body has to have flexibility and its own plasticity, so the body can have its optimum health and without pain, and give the person the best life they can have. And in this case, the communication that goes to the body, I'm sorry, the body to the brain, multiple channels. One of the major channels that the brain receives the information 24 hours. Day and night is through the proprioception, and this proprioception can statically or dynamically detect the motion and the position of the body, and give that information all the way to the brain. And if the information is healthy, it gives the healthy input to the brain. And if it is not, it would be negative. The same thing is true for the brain. And if the brain communications and connectivity are healthy, then it gives the positive impact to the body function as well. So it is two-way street. And in order to have the good flexibility, good functionality of the body, you can do the yoga and stretching, and Tai Chi would be something that I do, and it is very helpful to me, at least. And the definitely massages gives the good proprioception signals to the central nervous system, and definitely the chiropractic adjustments. And just imagine that you don't have a good joint positioning, especially in the smaller cord, and the communication does not happen correctly. So the body doesn't have the good posture and good alignment. And without the good posture and good alignment, how would someone could have the best flexibility and movements to give the best information to the brain, to activate the brain positively and improve the functionality of the brain? And on the other hand, we have the positive impact on the brain, which most of those are dealing with the emotion limbic, and the happiness would definitely give the very boost energy to the brain to do the job. Positive mood, motivation, and so the brain, if someone is motivated, it is going to give the brain a boost. In order, to, some people, the people they can focus, and that is a positive thing to the brain, to be able to not to be distracted, and be able to focus on the important things. And then the definition meditation, it gives the brain a chance to recover and calm down, and that is a resting time that the brain needs to have to recover and rethink. But on the other hand, people they have the sedentary lifestyle, definitely that is a negative thing to the body, therefore to the brain. People they are having office work, that is not a good thing, because you are putting the body under stress, and then mostly it is going to be a static position, which doesn't have the big movements to give that perception, that the sensory that brain needs it all the time, 24 hours, to be a maximum or the optimum level. And the trauma definitely would affect the body movements as well, and their body function. On the other hand, if somebody has the stress, depression, and they have a dysfunction of the brain focusing, which we call it ADHD, and different names, and but it doesn't matter how it is. That means that the brain is being distracted, is not doing the job that it should. And this is not the only thing that the body function, correct body function movements can do to the brain. There are so many different disorders of the brain, like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, which can get benefit from the movements, and these movements should be at its optimum. And again, as a chiropractor and neuroscientist, I'm very interested in the spinal cord and the brain, and the communication that happens between the body and the brain and vice versa. And definitely chiropractic adjustment very beneficial to the brain indirectly by optimizing the information, the good information from body that goes to the brain. Without the good alignment of the spinal cord and other joints of the body, definitely, but spinal cord also very important to be aligned so the brain can get the best information that can come from the body. Again, uh, I'm glad that you spent time and listened to me, and I will talk to you sometimes in the near future.